Ready, Stephanie?
First of all, I think all of us should give a resounding applause to all these world-class speakers this weekend.
Yeah.
And you will see some of the things they've all discussed, how we've all dovetailed within each other without, we never got together and said, okay, you're going to say this and I'm going to say that. Didn't happen. So I'm going to open it up by basically saying that I am just Stephanie. Yes, I have credentials, but every one of you here are leaders. And if there's going to be any praising or anything, I shall praise you forevermore. Because it is you that are the leaders of this tradition and which school. So as we move forward, we also recognize, talking about not being known or being on the map, we're not so well known just in our own communities. We are so misunderstood within our own towns that they perceive us as something completely different than what we are. We're perceived weird. Okay, some of us are weird. We like that.
I prefer the term flaky.
Okay, yes. And we embrace all people that are self-expression and they just live out loud. We love that. But we also recognize that we can't allow others, the others, to define us. And I like the attitude of just rising up and standing and saying, no, 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 you don't define me. You don't define us. We will define ourselves. And the one way to do it is, yes, to write books. We all are book lovers. But the one main reason and purpose and method to approach our communities is by our good deeds. We need to show them who we really are by what we do. We need to show them who we really are and show them our heart and show them our love. And you can't just say, oh, I love you. I'll go over here and pray for you. Not that I don't think that there's power in prayer. I'll go over here and do a spell for you. Not that I don't think that there's power in the spell, but I'll go over here and do this, light a candle. Not that I don't think that there's power in lighting a candle, but the whole idea is like, oh, you need help to cut that wood or collect cans? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. And these are the people that I've called forth through the universe, just saying, Goddess, and I proudly say Goddess and God collectively together. And we all approach our leadership positions all differently, and they're all equal, and they're all wonderful. But for mine, I choose to lift up the members of the guild. I choose to lift them up because they're the workers. They're the ones doing. They're doing things collectively to express themselves to the world. And the law of three, I love, but I usually like to flip it. And it's all about if I am working towards helping another, because through my giving, I'll get. And I'm not worried, and I'm not doing it to get anything. And that just follows me. The blessings are going to follow me back here. I'm not going to seek blessings. I'm not going to just strive for blessings. I'm just, along with the other people, just helping in good deeds. And the blessings are behind me. They're following me, just like they're following every single one of the leaders right within this conference. So, all the excuses. And I tried to say, all right, let's just lay down the excuses. There is nothing this very moment that you need. Nothing. Now, motive, if in fact you have a motive of self-serving, that you do a good deed so that people look at you and say, boy, he's just incredible. There is some success in that, but it's only limited. There's an end to it. And we have nothing to do with endings because we have no beginning and we have no endings, and we are plugged in to the very source, and that we are in fact exuding our greatness onto the world. And because we are showing our greatness onto the world, and by the way, we are only here for this time, not because the God somewhere said, I'm going to just slap Christina together. I don't know what she's going to do. I'm going to slap Mike together. I wish him the best. I'm going to slap Brianna together just for the heck of it. I'm going to slap. No! We were lovingly, purposefully thought through with the purpose that we have been given a promise within each one of us. Each one of us has been given a promise, and every single gift for this time, for this very moment, the revolution begins. The revolution begins because we are willing to stand up in our full force and say that I am here to make a difference for my community. And don't wait for the big projects. Don't wait for the big, overcomplicated projects, because then you won't do it. It all starts with a person like Christina. She starts picking trash on the side of the road. Then she's noticed. Well, yes, you're sure she has a big sign saying she's picking trash on the side of the road, and who she is, that she's the guild, the Purple Guild of Witch School. But then other people noticed her, and now other religions within her town go to her for help. And now they work together. They have tons of projects that they're working back and forth, helping each other. And so it begins. It's all about beginnings, completely about beginnings. And the guild represents beginners. Now, I'm not talking about beginners like, okay, I'm doing this for the first time. But recognizing in the smallest movement or the smallest act, most of the time, if not always, is the greatest effect. I just finished learning this method. It's called the Sumta method for 6 weeks. And that's what I was trained to do related to the healing method. Is that the smallest movement you make and you meet, you might have pain and you meet it. You don't push through it. You don't have a meeting about it. You don't light a candle. You just meet it, and the lightest, smallest, just tiniest movement will affect literally the whole system, the entire system. So I can see how that relates to the Witch School Guild. All right, so we have this authority within us that's already been there. And there's no reason to wait anymore. None. No reason at all. And you have to ask yourself, what can I do? Because like I said, you're not created just to be good looking. Or you're not created just to be the best, whatever profession you are. No. You are created for greater things. And if I have to validate you today, I will. You are all validated. Okay, does that make you feel better? Exactly. You are validated. You are already validated. You have every single thing that you need to start today. You can look at your community and look at one thing, because you are not put in your place in your town for just, and the universe said, and she will go there. No. You are there for a reason. And to claim that place and claim that community and recognize that you were placed within that community, you were placed within this nation to make a difference, to change this nation, to flip it, not backwards or upside down, but back to right side up. Because we've been moving through this nation and all the nations of the world, upside down and wicky-wacky all over the place, trying to align this and align that, and trying to get connected to this and get connected to that. And all the while, we are the answer. All the while, we have it. So recognize, soon as, right in your own place, look around and look at the river. Is it clean? Okay, well, I need to get permission to pick up a piece of. No, you don't. You don't need permission to pick up trash on the river. Are you near a nursing home that maybe those elderly just may want just a kind hug? Or to be read to, something. This nation is waiting for you. And that's a fact. That's a fact. This nation is waiting for you. This tradition is waiting for you. And to just hold on to that and move forward. Example, there was this one school in our town that the nurses needed underwear, socks, t-shirts, because this was an elementary school, and they might have paint or food fall over them or whatever. The school principal wasn't happy with us helping them, not because we were pagan, but because pride. They didn't, well, we don't need any help. Well, we knew different. We knew that the nurses needed these essentials, and the school wasn't giving them money to get these essentials. All right, so one small kindness, we collected t-shirts, socks, brought them to the school, and you would think, all right, there was a small kindness, and we only helped maybe 2 nurses, but no, that kindness grows. Though 30, 40 kids came in, and they recognized that this is one little girl, but the story came back to us, that she just, I don't know, she ended up in a food fight or something, I don't know, but she just came in just a mess. And she received this pink t-shirt. That's why I'm one of the boys that had the pink t-shirt. And she was thrilled that she received the pink t-shirt. And so you see how maybe 30, 40 children were blessed in that manner. And then they went home to their parents, and they were blessed by that little, kindness. It was just a small act of kindness. One little thing, giving one pink t-shirt. That's it. So this guild is about that. This guild is about you, well, I guess stepping up to the plate. That there is a time that we have to start doing something. Not for self-service, no. Not for anything, but just being kind. And then the word gets out. The word gets out that as people recognize that you're doing these small little kindnesses, then like Christina and like Canada, Willow Forbes, he saw a woman that someone really trashed her home, his home. So he collected a few people. They went in there, gutted the place, and just repaired almost everything that they could afford. Here are the men. They landed in the newspaper, and all they wanted to do was help. He also banded together with a group of friends to chop some wood for the nearby neighbors, the elderly that just couldn't get out there and chop wood. So there he is there, chopping wood. It was one of his friends with a bottle of ketchup or something, I don't know what they did. Now, lately, he found this lake with this horrible mess. He's contacted the people, and he's working with these people right now to resolve this. He had the Witch School sign, which the WSIVG, it's a Witch School International Volunteer Guild, and they take care of 1 mile. By the way, Michael Berry just received good news that he's going to be having the 1 mile stretch to clean. And this is a trash bag they usually give you. But he is one of our rock stars within the guild. I think they're all rock stars, but this Willow has a real passion to getting things done. And once again, a different type of leadership. He will come in there with passion, like, you're not going to believe what I saw. This is horrible. Let's band together and get this taken care of. My approach is, a little like, well, you want to do this? you know, you don't have to, but if you're interested, okay. You know, so, but both approaches work, and it doesn't matter. The approach doesn't matter, just so long as the good deed is gotten done. Let's see. Now for Georgia, we did odds and ends. We collected clothes for Inspire. We picked up glass along beaches. We helped sell books at the Windy Rule concert. We collected books for Lee Fleur's prison ministry. We sent that to him. We had a nice pile of books to send for his prison ministry. That's an example. Massachusetts, there are many, many groups being formed and have already been formed by Wendy. And these are just she has tons of groups. It's amazing. I don't know how she does it. So here's an example of all the different groups that she heads in Massachusetts. And some of her groups are like teaching groups, because that's important. That's a good deed. That's helping people finding out who they really are. By the way, each of these persons are state heads. We need more state heads. If anyone, in fact, most of you are already leaders and heads of shrines and temples. So if you wanted to come up and check to see if there's not a state head, I would be glad to let you be a state head. And all that means is that you come up with maybe like 3 little projects a month. A month. Yeah, that's all you have to do. No, 3 little projects a year, and then you're the contact person when someone, let's say someone from Missouri, says, well, I'm interested, and all you have to say is, okay, so what is your interest? What do you want to do? And then they tell you, and if it's not too hinky or wild or crazy or illegal, then you say, well great, go for it. So you're just like their cheerleader and hoping, just supporting them and encouraging them and maybe throwing good ideas in there too for them to maybe consider. It doesn't take much. And so that's basically what the state head does, that you oversee the whole state. And we only have like maybe 10 state heads. We have one in, that is in Canada, one's in Sweden, and one in India. So that's simple enough. But most of the people just want to be just guild members, want to do something separate. They're not interested in being the state head. That's cool too. And this is one example. This is Chris Clark, and she runs nursery school. So within her nursery school, she also is close to a nursing home. And for Valentine's Day, she had all of her students, they're called youngest guild members in Oregon, or hard at work, and they made these little Valentine baskets. And there they are at the bottom, hard at work. And these Valentine baskets were presented to the elderly in this nursing home. Big hit. I made sure I sent emails for her to read to her students, congratulating them. They thought they were just, oh, this is wonderful. I was just received an award or something. This is just one woman doing one small thing with what she already had. Probably didn't cost too much money. She had the kids there already, so there was a resource right there. She probably had the construction paper, and there you have a project ready to go. So this was just a single person. Christina Dunn, she started a free store program. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She also collects hay in the winter for the horses. A donation thing. Cooper, which is our size, is currently working on a cleanup project, and also a parks and recreational project that she, and also a nursing home. So these are in the working stages right now. She hasn't completed them yet, but I wanted to still show what she's been working on, even though they haven't been done yet, which is fun. Any questions that you may have related to the Guild, we're all here. These are like the most asked questions related to the Guild and my answers. And every person that did anything is going to receive an award of excellence by the Witch School Guild. As a member of the board of directors of Witch School, we, all of us, our hearts, if you could only see our hearts, if you could only know that in fact we desire for all of us to be shown how we really are, and it has to be doers. We have to be doers. We have to stop talking about why they don't understand us. Well, we have to get up and do something so that they do understand us. We have to move. And like I said, don't make things overcomplicated. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Just pick the smallest things. I'm not interested in how eloquent you are. I'm not interested in how educated you are. I'm not interested in how much money you have. I'm not interested in if you're a world traveler. I'm not interested in anything related to that. All I'm interested is that you are willing to make a difference in your community. And every year throughout my life, I have seen that when one person is raised up, every time, guaranteed, there's at least 5 behind them. Every time. So right now we've only had a guild for a year, and we have over 200 members, and there's too many stories for me to even say, to explain that all around the world, okay, not all around the world, India and Sweden, but any other nation that's represented here, I would love to say, well, yes, here, please help your nation. Your nation is waiting for you. And lastly, I truly praise all of you, and I send all the blessings of her love toward and into your life, and I honor you.